Hello, everyone. Welcome to today, your reassuring voice that Jesus is Lord. I'm coming to you today from a whole new way to do this for me. I'm sitting in Starbucks, but I couldn't get my phone to connect, so I'm on my laptop streaming live. We'll see exactly how it goes a little later. Thanks for watching, and thank you for your participation. Jesus is Lord over your situation. He's Lord over the way life has come to you. He's Lord when you feel great, when you feel miserable. He is Lord. I'm having a great time right now because Mel and Bonnie Williams, bishop and pastor Mel Williams and Bonnie, are introducing Pastor Tommy Leonard and LaTanya Leonard to Burkina Faso this week. I'm super excited about that. In their movement, Tommy Leonard's official title is apostle, and LaTanya Leonard's title is prophetess. In our terms, we say pastors. So thank you, Mel and Bonnie. Thank you, Tommy and LaTanya. Thank you, Pastor Philippe, for your wonderful hosting. You've got to get worn out. Every time you turn around, somebody from some nation wants to come to Zone 1 and serve. And so you are a busy host, which leads us to the psalm for today's topic. The psalm for today's topic is missions as hospitality seen in the Psalms. Missions as hospitality seen in the Psalms. I'm in Thailand, but I still hear a little bit about the U.S. at the moment and how much of an argument and fight there is over immigration and immigrants. And I have nothing to say about the little issues there and nothing to say about how that works out. What I do have to say is what the Bible says. And you'll take it from there and work it out in your own politics. But hospitality is key to mission. Hospitality in the Psalms is key to the work of God in a person's life. And we extend to others the hospitality that God extends to us. Hospitality is key to creating safe spaces. Hospitality is the key to creating a situation where people feel at home and loved. So hospitality is an ingredient of grace. Hospitality is an ingredient of mercy. Hospitality is an ingredient of love. Hospitality is an ingredient of friendship. There's just all kinds of ways that hospitality comes into play. As we wrap up our week of looking at missions through the Psalms, we come to the concept of hospitality. Just for a minute, think about a time when you really felt hosted well. When did you feel hospitality? For me, I can go as recently as the last few days here in Thailand. B and Ju have practiced extreme hospitality to me, buying meals for me, explaining culture to me, providing a place to stay, friendship and love. And then a couple named Moy and Odd. They've shown hospitality to me, taking me to stores and helping me to build a place that feels like home. So just reflect back on a time when you felt extreme hospitality, when you felt super loved, super cared for. Think to those times. For example, in Psalm 23, it says, "Thou preparest a table for me in the presence of mine enemies." This is hospitality, the preparing of a table. You've been to a Thanksgiving meal where the food was thrown out on a plate and a table and you ate. It was wonderful food and great friendship. You've also been to a Thanksgiving meal where the table was set. The table was beautifully appointed. The table was elegant. And so, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies" indicates this type of hospitality, this type of extreme welcoming of the guest. Now, in semi recent Christianity, the lead writer on hospitality was Saint Benedict. Don't know why we say saint, but nonetheless, it was Benedict. And Benedict taught the brothers, he taught the people in his following that hospitality was to receive a guest as if you were receiving Jesus himself. He was not confused that the word Jesus. He did not have some kind of mental problem. He was simply saying Christian hospitality is when you welcome someone as if they were Jesus Christ himself. So just imagine Jesus was coming to your house today. And as he comes to your house today, what would you prepare? Would you vacuum the floor? Would you shovel the snow in Alaska and colder climates? Would you mow the lawn? What would you do to practice this hospitality as if Jesus were coming to your home? Well, Benedict recommended that we do that for everyone that we meet, that we practice this gift of hospitality. I have found in some articles that, in fact, the whole hospitality industry is anchored in Benedict's works. So, Benedict for practicing hospitality. I, I would like for you to join me in being hospitable. Now, Anchorage is incredible. You guys up there, it's incredible because it's a relatively small city. And yet, I heard last time there's like 120 languages or something spoken in the Anchorage School District, some huge number of languages in the Anchorage School District. So to practice hospitality to those around you that are from different cultures, from those that are from different ethnicities, those from different nations, is very easy. Here, I'm the guest. I am a guest in Thailand, and I moved my citizenship here. I will always be a guest. And so to practice hospitality as the guest is also an opportunity to learn. And so every day I learn something I did wrong. I don't know right or wrong here as far as politeness. And like I opened the door for these two young women to enter, and they wouldn't enter. I guess older male is to enter a room before younger female. I don't, but I was trying to practice hospitality, but so there's a learning curve in each culture and kindness and gentle. Thou preparest the table. This is so crucial. And interestingly enough, the psalm prepares this wonderful table in the presence of, and where Benedict says we treat everybody as if they're Jesus. The psalmist says we do that. We prepare this table as if they were wicked. We prepare them in front of our enemies because with hospitality, we're developing these wonderful tables for people. And it's a tremendous, tremendous ministry to practice hospitality. I'm going to take a look at the Bible. Psalm 68 says, a father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, is God dwelling. He sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. These are some incredible things that the Lord calls us. To be like God, we're a father to the fatherless or a mother to the motherless. You don't have to look far to find somebody whose mother is far away, or mother is already in eternity, or mother has abandoned, mother has abdicated, a father to the fatherless, a mother to the motherless. So we practice this hospitality and say, oh, so whatever is happening in the U.S., God bless the USA. I don't know how you work that out into your politics, but Christians are to be a father to children in the USA. And it's funny. I think the first person I heard was Pat Donadio said it. He said, you get on a plane and fly overseas. to do what God called you to do in your own city. And so, yeah, I hope to help the fatherless somewhere around the world where I am, but not help the fatherless in Sun City, Arizona, where I live. So there is this father to the fatherless. Many people have raised their children. Maria might be watching. She's a friend of mine. Maria's daughter, I think, is 35-ish or something, and her husband adopted two young boys. And the adopted children are of different ethnicity than the parents. It's kind of cool because uh, the security said to the mom, he said, "Do you know whose kids these are?" And the mom said, "They're mine." And they're like, "No, you're a different ethnicity. How can you be the mom?" A father to the fatherless. And if you can't have children in your home, to be a father to the fatherless, you can easily support ministries of people that are fatherless. And I'm learning in the world that fatherless children often get trafficked. Fatherless children often get used and abused. And so we are called to be an antidote to that, to be a father to the fatherless. Let's go to see what else it says there. That's a great song. A defender of widows. So you can't help every widow in the world or widower, but you can help the ones that God put in your life. You can go the extra mile for the widow. You can go the extra mile for the widower and say, I'm practicing hospitality for the widow. And one of my favorite ministries at MCA, and Second Curve will be continuing that participation. But one of my favorite ministries out of MCA is the financial care you give to the widows of martyred pastors in Burkina Faso. If you still, I remember doing, you give $100 a month to each widow. This is a good amount of finances to be assistance to a widow in Burkina Faso. Pure and faultless religion is this, not that you hear a good sermon Sunday, but pure and faultless religion is this, that you care for the widow. So how's your religion? Is it pure and faultless? You care for the widow. He sets the lonely into families. Hospitality is really an opportunity to set lonely people into a family setting. Invite people to your family gatherings. Invite people to your family setting. I just realized that this setup has a different time, and I'm at 13 minutes. I like to stay at 10 minutes. So I apologize for going on. But remember, thou hast prepared a table before me. And he is a father to the fatherless. He is gentle to those that are lonely. It goes on to talk about prisoners, but do your best to follow Jesus